Nobody's showing up for your celebration. Time to mature. That's what my mother posted in our family group message on the day I turned another year older. I scanned the words again, then typed back, "Got it," and immediately terminated the monthly $2,300 bank transfer that covered their housing expenses. The following morning, I reclaimed the vehicle and terminated all the credit accounts they'd been accessing. Nobody's showing up for your celebration. Time to mature. This wasn't sent privately. My mother broadcast this in our family group conversation on my special day. I scanned it again. My response was a single word, "Got it." My immediate action was launching my bank's mobile platform and terminating the $2,300 monthly housing payment I'd been providing them. At dawn the next day, I arrived at their residence. I stayed outside, simply activated the remote, reclaimed the vehicle they'd been driving for 2 years, and departed. Next, I contacted the financial institution and closed every credit account they'd accessed. Not out of wounded pride, but because I was finished fulfilling a responsibility I'd never accepted. The quietness that followed wasn't bewilderment. It was dense, crushing disbelief, the type that penetrates deeply when you comprehend something has permanently ended. No outburst, no empty threat, simply a passage sealed forever. They assumed I'd back down, that I'd be theatrical briefly, perhaps brood, then resume as usual. However, this occasion was unique, because this wasn't an initial blow. It was the final one, the concluding mark in an extended, degrading narrative, where I was never offspring, merely an asset, a walking cash dispenser with features they could effortlessly dismiss. I'm 28. My residence is a modest unit in Denver's southwestern district. My employment is technical assistance for medical software. Nothing impressive, yet reliable. And I genuinely thought we'd reached understanding, that our darkest period had passed, that perhaps I'd finally secured my position among them. Yet they didn't seek evidence. They demanded quiet compliance and appreciation for permitting my proximity to what they still labeled kinship. The genuine surprise wasn't the text. It was the collective disregard. My aunt responded with a love symbol. My sibling added a dessert icon. My dad shared a gesture image captioned, "Look who's acting juvenile again." Nobody inquired about my well-being. Nobody offered birthday wishes. I remained in darkness, device in hand. The absurd part, I wasn't wounded. I was amazed at my prolonged tolerance. I've covered their housing costs since age 24. Not from wealth, not from polite requests, but from their insistence it was required. It's brief. "You're our sole stable one. We provided everything. Your turn now." That brevity extended 4 years, monthly without fail. Housing, food, fuel, internet, maintenance, everything funded by me, including their pets' medical expenses. Not from generosity, but to avoid subsequent manipulation. Then arrived the texts, the indirect demands and group messages. Electricity's getting disconnected. Mother's spine aches. Uncertain how we'll relocate without assistance. Emma's transportation failed and employment requires it. Could you help? That final request. Emma's transportation. I financed it. She still operates it. Still photographs herself inside. One caption read, "Grateful for genuine supporters with a dark heart. Never acknowledged me." Emma, incidentally, is my younger sibling. 25, jobless, yet constantly traveling. Our parents claim she's discovering herself. She's been discovering through my finances for years. When I questioned father about Emma's zero household contribution, he responded, "She's different from you, not designed for stress, you are." That resonated because I was designed for stress. They ensured it, yet even stress fractures. Previous Thanksgiving, I traveled 5 hours unannounced. I brought alcohol, food, dessert. My knock anticipated, perhaps warmth. Mother answered and stared. "Oh, you arrived?" Then shouted inside, "Emma, instruct Josh to conceal the presents. Your sibling appeared." I inquired, "Josh?" She chuckled. "Emma's partner. They're temporarily residing here." Josh occupied my former bedroom. I used the sofa. During dinner, father proposed a toast. Glass raised, he declared, "Here's to our financier who can't maintain relationships." All laughed, particularly Emma. I remained silent. Simply consumed wine, assisted with cleanup, covered the plumbing repair when drainage failed, because that's familial duty, correct? Weeks afterward, Emma shared mountain cabin photos with Josh. Description: family getaway. My invitation never came. I discovered through a distant colleague asking, "Wasn't that your sibling trending? Appears enjoyable." I examined the image, everyone present, mother, father, Emma, Josh, grinning, coordinated headwear, beverages. I magnified Emma's cup, personalized printing, greatest daughter, zero contact during their absence. Upon return, my property manager emailed. Payment reminder for tomorrow. They'd overlooked mentioning the missed previous transfer. They presumed I'd handle it, cover it routinely. I did. Completely paid, yet unforgotten. Abrafed deterioration continued. While remotely working, my device buzzed continuously. Family messages exploding. Initially, I suspected tragedy. Wrong. Father shared my online wishlist screenshot. Description: adult male requesting hygiene products for celebration. LOL. Followed by, apparently failed teaching independence. Can't purchase moisturizer. Relative Ashley replied with bathroom tissue photo. There you go, champion. Emma contributed. Probably expects decorative packaging too. I watched the display, not from pain, but predictability, because concealment wasn't attempted. They presumed eternal compliance. Therefore, I waited. Not immediately. Yet I began archiving messages, correspondence, documentation, housing payments, expenses, deceptions, identity usage instances, including discovering mother's unauthorized utilization of my creditworthiness for retail accounts. When confronted, she stated, insignificant, wasn't being utilized. When I mentioned illegality, she retorted, don't intimidate me, tech worker. This family created you. The following week, Emma told acquaintances I had developmental differences. Untrue, yet plausible for circulation. She claimed it simplified explanations. Still, I maintained quietness, paid, labored, smiled, yet constructing secretly. They remained unaware because silent construction makes your eruption their catastrophe. Ebrooks. It occurred on another birthday, 14 days following group humiliation, following the excluded mountain retreat, following payment default. They dared contact. Emma messaged initially. Mother requests your presence tonight. Family meal. Message ignored. 10 minutes elapsed. Father telephoned. Don't complicate matters. We're progressing. They termed it progression when I should dismiss injuries. This instance I agreed, yet arrived accompanied. I entered their residence. Same walls I'd painted, same appliances I'd purchased. Punctual arrival. Entered carrying a bag and storage device. Mother embraced normally. Father offered alcohol. Emma smirked victoriously. I seated, listened. They discussed restoration, absolution, my supposed overreaction canceling payments and accounts. Then Mother delivered the splitting statement. You remain family, yet you've erred also. Deep inhalation, then extracted my computer, revealed a file labeled reality. Father dismissed. What's this? Assignments? Assignments? Silence. I initiated playback. Initial recording, Mother's message from previous year. Screaming demands to mature and fund your sibling's education before she becomes like you. Following clip, Emma recorded, he's always been peculiar. Let him fund things. Provides pose. Then documentation, payment records, expenses, conversations. Emma's social posts celebrating my money spending. Screen rotated toward them. They approached, then solidified. Rising. Entering kitchen, returning with storage device. Connected to their entertainment system. Display darkened, then illuminated showing financing paperwork. Father listed. Primary. My identity. Guarantor. Sans authorization. Direct eye contact. You utilized my information secretly. Made me liable for your obligations. Obligations. Mouth opened. Opened. Hand raised. Already documented. Your accounts suspended for investigation. Libet for investigation. Correspondence incoming. Legal action nailed sharply. Emma laughed. Such theatrics. Legal action next? I grinned. No, but he will. Doorbell sounded. I answered, admitting Jake, Emma's former partner, whom she'd falsely accused, the one she'd nearly destroyed. Jake entered holding documentation and faced her. Your confession or mine? Emma whitened. Your presence here. Folder opened. Content. Fabricated evidence she'd created against him. Documentation of destabilization strategies. Modified recordings mimicking his anger. Mother wept. Father gazed blankly. Emma rose. Both of you are deranged. This constitutes harassment. Jake interrupted. You're not victimized. You're the perpetrator. Pretense ends. He departed. I followed, then pivoted, stating my final household words. You desired my performance, the compliant son, the silent bankroll. Now I'm authoring, then retrieved my equipment and exited. Behind, chaos erupted. Mother shrieking Emma's name. Father demanding my return for resolution. Emma hurling objects. I proceeded forward. Because detonating truth requires no backward glance at debris. Next dawn, I published everything. Beyond screenshots, beyond recordings, complete documentation. Single entry titled, When Relatives View You as Living Currency. Link contained all transactions, unauthorized financing, Emma's fabrications, modified recordings, separation, schemes, Mother's message demanding I act responsibly and fund her offspring's schooling, Father's celebration jest about my romantic failures while maintaining utilities, no victim narrative, no sympathy seeking, facts presented, evidence displayed, final statement, not angry, not hurt, simply finished pretending this constitutes family, published and disconnected. Abrahu by midday, widespread sharing sharing occurred. Not celebrity level, yet sufficiently viral for impact. Thousands distributed, hundreds commented. Strangers wrote, identical experience. Sibling similarity. You're supported? Evidence level extraordinary. Proceed champion. Acquaintances responded, recognizing my relatives. Former classmates stated, always sensed oddness about your sibling. Confirmation received. No replies. Post lived independently. By mid-afternoon, my aunt, who'd responded lovingly to mother's birthday attack, posted, private matters remain private. Family shouldn't be public. Zero engagement. A posted darkness with text. Deepest wounds come from those you nourished. Nearly humorous. Then father broadcast live. Affirmative live streaming. Garage settings, same roof I'd repaired, addressing his device shakily. My child's been influenced, mentally vulnerable, misunderstands reality. Background beer collection visible. Continued discussing forgiveness. Fussing forgiveness. Family errors. Healing hopes. Comment section. Golf companion wrote, didn't you mention signature forgery? Father approved it. Fatal error because I possessed contradictory footage. 3-year-old recording. Father seated. Beverage present. Telling Emma. Acceptable. Used his information. Won't detect. If discovered, he's indebted. Our creation. Posted as response. No description. Solely timestamp. Logged out. Eburst simultaneously. I wasn't merely observing. Building occurred. Video platform launched same period. Single upload initially. Direct address titled, When Assistance Becomes Exploitation. Anonymous. No blame simply. My steady yet sharp voice. Love permits departure. Help permits exploitation. When they reveal true perspectives, accept them. 400,000 views, 72 hours. Podcast invitation regarding narcissistic parental dynamics, accepted. Additional podcast contacted, then another, then publishing opportunity, not pursuing fame, not branding attempts, yet truth. Audiences craved vocalization of whispered fears. Abraga mother attempted finally, mortgage company notice photographed, payment lapsed, property underage stated, potential home loss, no response. Instead, screenshot reply showing her connection to every transfer 3-year period, exceeding $84,000. Description, you're taking, not mine, unread. 3 hours passed, unfamiliar contact appeared. Emma, single statement, hopefully childless future, terrible parenting guaranteed. Smiled, not humorous, simply pitiful. Every attempt made. Fury, manipulation, intimidation, everything except responsibility, all ineffective. Aberfa greatest aspect, subtle relocation. No announcements, no traces. Metropolitan residence, elevated floor, purchased through legal entity under alternate identity. Completely owned. Fresh perspective, fresh contact, fresh quietness. Contact attempts made. Relative searches attempted. Failed because completion achieved. Not merely their manipulation, but entire obligation concept. Not finances, not hours, not acknowledgement. Monthly later, number changed. Not fearful, simply exhausted. Weary of remorseful messages. Weary of Emma's mysterious posts about toxic siblings. Weary of father's intoxicated correspondence beginning, you don't understand my struggles, concluding, let's monetize this situation. Not seeking forgiveness, seeking narrative control, yet I'd already extracted, exhausted, and interred the story. They'd miss the ceremony. Abersa beyond vanishing, I elevated, relocated to elevated metropolitan dwelling, contemporary, pristine, appropriately, distant. Space featuring high architecture and discreet residents avoiding inquiries. No familial images. No group photographs displayed. No emergency access hidden. Location undisclosed. Not even trusted companions. Because this existence portion, the tranquility, the quietness, the completeness, not for distribution, earned achievement, furnished gradually. Single seat, single surface, individually acquired. No borrowing, no urgency, no approval required. Recall standing centrally, in fresh quarters initially. Unshod on chilled flooring, grasping beverage from personal equipment in personal space, comprehending nobody will shout, nobody will critique inadequacy, nobody requests funds or transportation or temporary assistance, no group communications, no false celebrations, no shared mockery, simply quietness. Magnificent, deserved quietness. Commenced independent professional work. Project existed peripherally for years. Discreet, measured, concealed, yet following detonation. Became Lighthouse. Got it consulting. Titled after sole birthday response to mother. Website constructed overnight. Logo self-designed. Domain obtained. retained, protection registered, not statement making, never again seeking existence permission, currently assisting others' exodus from identical confinement, speaking, guiding, hearing, remaining confidential because existence isn't family's entertainment for observation and distortion, not redemption narrative for hijacking, fortification with secured entrances and detection systems, superior rest achieved, 3 weeks post-relocation, package arrived at postal box. Contents: mother's manuscript, tilted script, decorative paper, crimson writing, stated, previously our gentle child, this harsh stranger unrecognizable, errors occurred, yet public exposure, humiliation delivered, destruction caused, perhaps eventual comprehension of our difficulties, perhaps maturation. Concluded, prayers offered, no tears, no fury, simply inscribed 3 terms. Using marker, retain your appeals and discarded. 2 days following father's electronic message. Topic, concept, television appearance possibility, mutual perspectives, reconciliation. Viewers appreciate paternal reconnections. Consider exposure, mutual business benefits. Attached my childhood image, 5 years, distressed at entertainment venue. While father grinned toward lens, beverage raised, I examined extensively, then preserved not memorabilia as memorial. Peace isn't their desire. Platform sought. T-Brwane new upload released that evening. Basic, no accompaniment, solely myself. Continuous peace inquiries, return questions, forgiveness queries. Yet peace excludes amnesia, excludes justifying abuser's difficult youth, excludes sharing shame's table. Peace equals void of disorder, of sound, of identities. Not your offspring presently, I'm the result. 2 million accessed weekly. Once, departing workspace, observed couple examining entrance signage, hesitated. Woman approached, asking, the story's subject? Affirmative gesture. Simply stated, appreciation, doubted such existence. That instant, that minor instant surpassed every celebration they'd forgotten because applause became unnecessary. Humanity contained those deceived by supposed love. Now I proved survival possible. Ibratreikyu year elapsed without family contact. None planned. Posting continues, suggesting, revising. Permission granted because phantom arguments unnecessary. Simply cease personal haunting with their narratives. Occasionally, nocturnally, passing corridor reflection, observing myself. Aged further, yet not embittered, simply liberated because toxic family wasn't escaped. Outgrown, return impossible permanently. Office displays metallic marker. Refined surface, precise installation. We don't reconstruct your damage, we construct your liberation beneath it. Recently, secondary custom piece added. Who's not regressing? Each viewing prompts, smiling because this year's gathering belongs solely to me and uninvited remain excluded.